Well, ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa is leading a visit by the National Working Committee to Mahikeng in the Ngaka Modiri Molema region. Our reporter Zebilon Maine is there. Zebilon, thank you so much for joining us. What is currently happening now?
Good afternoon to you. Yes, indeed, the President just concluded the Regional General Council of the ANC here in Mahikeng, but we are anticipating to talk to him right now. He can be here any minute from now, but mainly what we would like to talk to him about is the issues pertaining to the ANC in the Northwest, speaking of the squabbles of the ANC, where some ANC members are saying that they derail a service delivery from the government and also in the municipalities. But as I will allow my camera, my colleague Numerous Tabits just to turn to his left as we are seeing that we can see the chairperson of the ANC in the Northwest, Ngaka Modiri, and there's the president, but he is going elsewhere. I believe that he's gonna come back to us in a short while. But those are the issues. Other issues are the issue of state of municipalities in the province. We just to touch base with him with regards to that issue of the state of our municipality in the province. As you know that our municipalities in the province are in dire state, where some municipalities can't also pay their employees, and for example, these local municipalities where we understand that they couldn't pay their employees. Lekwatemane is amongst those municipalities. Hence, at the later stage, they managed to rectify to say that they will be able to do so. But we are waiting for the president to come and address us. Chairperson of the current PEC of the Northwest, Ngaka Modiri, is here, and the other NEC members, they are also here. We are just waiting for the president to come. But the program started very late today. Here in Convention Center, but President managed to come and address the members. But there are a number of issues that the members of the ANC raised. They raised the issues of the councillors who were not supposed to be part of the conference last year. You'll remember that the ANC in the Northwest held a press conference last year, August, to elect the current PEC. Now, you will remember that some disgruntled members of the ANC took the matter to court. Here is the president. Here's the president coming. Let's give the president a chance to talk to the media.
Okay. Sorry, if we can just get your attention. We'll take probably a few questions, maybe about 3, and see how it goes. Yeah,
that's the way to
go. So let's see. I'll start with SABC.
President, thank you very much for joining us. In the Northwest, we understand that there's an issue of councillor list, whereby it's some sort of like a problem in our Northwest. How are you going to make sure that this issue of councillor list of the ANC is rectified? Because some are saying that for our municipalities to be in this kind of a situation is because of some members were not really supposed to be in the positions that they are currently.
Okay. Oh, President.
Okay. That's
I thought you should take all 3.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right.
Right, ENCA. Yes.
Mr. President, hi. Good afternoon. I'm very tired. Just questions for Lily Chidi Jones, ENCA. Just firstly, national perspective. Obviously, there's a cholera outbreak in Hammanskraal. Residents are calling for your presence. Will you be visiting that area soon? Are you aware about what's going on there? And then just secondly, obviously some of the duties being transferred to the Energy Minister of Electricity, of course, here to Lamoko. What took so long? Because he was appointed in March, we're in peak. Demand is high for electricity as well. What took so long? And why weren't all powers transferred to the Minister of Electricity? Just that. Thank you very much for the last one.
UFM.
Yes, Tabamurutla News News Agency and UFM. President, we see people on the ground losing hope in the ANC. We know that next year you'll be holding the national elections. How is the ANC going to assure to people that indeed it is still the right party to govern this country?
Mr. President.
Well, as a country, we are facing a lot of challenges. Challenges that include rising prices with regard to food. The interest rates have just gone up. Poverty levels are rising and unemployment is also high. And this is a challenge that is given rise to by a variety of issues. And we're also facing load shedding, which is making many South Africans most unhappy and angry. But what I can say is that we are addressing all these challenges. The load shedding one, we are addressing it on an almost hourly basis. I appointed a Minister of Electricity, and yesterday we published for the public information the duties that he's going to focus on. We had to look very closely at the Electricity Regulation Act and how best to split the tasks that have to be done by the Minister of Electricity. The legality thereof had to be looked at very closely, and the focus of the Minister of Electricity is in relation to generation of electricity and making sure that he addresses the challenge of load shedding. The Minister of Mineral and Energy Resources will continue with the policy matters as well as the regulation matters, as well as the renewable energy procurement process in relation to that procurement office. And Minister Ramaphosa will be focusing more on procurement of new energy, ensuring that there's new energy generation. So the two tasks are quite separate, but at the same time, they have to work together. And I've insisted on both of them that they should cooperate and collaborate on an ongoing basis. And in fact, without even being asked to do so, they work together. Almost on a daily basis, they are talking together and making sure that the work that they have to do goes on. The cholera outbreak is a matter of concern to me, and Minister of Water and Sanitation are dealing with the matter. The Minister of Health was also there, is dealing with the matter. So I have ministers whose job it is to deal with the problem, and they are coming up with solutions. And I'm satisfied with the attention that they are giving. Yes, I will go and visit the area because we've got to make sure that there's an overall attention that should be given. And of course, we're working together also with the municipality. The metro has to pay attention to what needs to be done. So all of government is paying attention to the cholera outbreak. Many of our people still love the ANC. Even here in this province, the presence of so many of our branch members, as led by our provincial chairperson, Mr. Manoi, means that the people whom he leads here still have a great deal of confidence and faith in the ANC. And we, in fact, are seeing more and more people saying we have trust in the ANC to address the challenges that we are facing. And so our program, which has brought us here to the Northwest, is a continuation of what took us to Limpopo and KZN, and this is part of the renewal process. And this is also part of getting our structures throughout the country to gear themselves to be ready for the election that is going to come next year. And we're finding a lot of enthusiasm in our branch members, in our branch leaders, in our volunteers, and in ordinary people as well. So this is an ongoing process that we are involved in. Your question was?
Mr. President, your reaction to what former President Mbeki has said, that you must maybe consider holding the BRICS summit elsewhere so that you do not face the embarrassment of having to arrest the sitting president of Russia.
I have said in the past that the issue of BRICS and the issue of the attendance of President Putin at BRICS in the light of what the ICC has announced is a matter that we are discussing. We are having ongoing discussions in government talking about this matter. So in due course, you will all get to know what our stance is.
There's two last requests there, Mr. President.
Mr. President, from Daily Maverick, you spoke at length about how the party would, ahead of the 2024 elections, take care of its volunteers. Have there been formal discussions about how this will take place? Secondly, could you please just comment on the calls that were made on the plenary around how structures of this province must be dissolved or disbanded amid this unity that you spoke at length about? Thank you.
You heard that? You were not supposed to be in the meeting.
Passing by.
So
I was just passing by.
yeah, no. I mean, we have volunteers. We're going to have hundreds of thousands of volunteers for this coming election. And so volunteers are very special people in the life of the ANC. And what I was saying is that we've got to make sure that we enhance their work, we look after them as well in terms of enabling them to do their work on a daily basis. We should not just leave them out. We must give them the tools of the trade to do the work that they have to do. So that is what looking after our volunteers means, creating that wonderful environment in which they can function well. Your other question was?
Was the comment around calls for structural?
Oh yes, no, yeah. And of course in any organizations, there will always be people who think differently. The same thing has happened as we have gone to all the provinces. Limpopo, KZN, there will always be voices that say do this, do that. But we are not here to dissolve any structure. There is just no question about it at all. The leadership that has been elected is in place to carry out the programs of the African National Congress, and we are saying that everyone must rally behind the elected leaders, as we are doing at national level. And we always say the culture and the traditions we have in the ANC is that once a leadership is elected, we all rally behind that leadership, whether we agreed with them or contested them or not. And that is the culture and tradition of the African National Congress.
Last stand.
Mr. President, how are you?
I'm well.
Mr. President, I just wanted to hear your take on this. They are saying that now that you've clipped the wings of Minister Vedomantashi, you might have backlash in the ANC, especially that his chairperson. Are you worried that there might be some others rallying against you to make sure that next day you don't become president? As we've heard that maybe your deputy might be working with the EFF in the coming election.
There is no clipping of the wings of any minister, particularly the Minister of Mineral and Energy. I've made this issue clear right from the beginning that I'm appointing the Minister of Electricity to focus day in and day out, hour by hour on generation of electricity and make sure that we rid our country of load shedding.